Connoisseurs of transport-related video games, welcome yourselves back to Transport Fever 2. That's right, it's the Bodie McBoatface that we are looking at right now. Now, I've made a couple of changes since you last joined, primarily to ensure that we didn't go under, primarily to ensure the very survival of the transport company. Let me quickly run you through a couple of the changes that I've made. So, first things first, Bodie McBoatface I want to exist forever. It won't, but alas, I want it to. I hope very much that we can continue to expand our water-based activities. It sounds a lot more fun than it actually is. Yeah, water-based activities, paragliding, no, not quite. More just shipping oil across water. Anyway, it doesn't particularly matter. So what I've done is I've vastly increased the number of vehicles that are running on the Oily 1 route, which means, theoretically, that we're going to transport more oil from Upper Gravesend right over to the Shrivnel Exchange, which means that, you know, we're getting close to the 70 barrels of oil which we can take on Bodie McBoatface. That is going to be shipped across, as we did in the last episode, to Coggenshaw Annex, right? But that is going to be the only route that Living in a Prayer now services. As you can see, I've made amendments to Living on a Prayer, and it basically now completely disregards this section over here. Now, this area over here is a little bit of a mess. Originally, I thought, hey, let's ditch the route that Bodie McBoatface comes over to this area because, I mean, it was long, it was complicated, and let's be real, there's a lot more money to be made in just shipping the oil back and forth between those two harbors. Firstly, because there is a chemical plant right over there, and the oil is refined over here, can be shipped back relatively easily. But also, the distance is much shorter than traveling, you know, half the way across the map. That's a bit of an exaggeration. Half the way across the map to this area. So that's what we've done. Is I've basically cut the route in half and increased the number of trucks over there. Now, that's not to say that I want to give up on the idea of producing goods at all. It's just I think I need to give up on it for now. Primarily because it's just too far. It's too far. I think this area is going to become a hive of activity once I have the resources to buy another boat to get the boat to transport the plastic from the chemical plant that is being made over to the goods factory. So all of this setup that I've got right now, I want to keep it all. Like, I want to keep it all, but I just can't. I can't really. I can't just not just use all of this stuff. It's a little bit ridiculous to think that I could just leave all these trucks on the road and just let them do what they're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the route, but I'm going to get all of the trucks that are on the route to go back to the depot, and are probably, to be honest, going to get sold up. What am I looking for? It's iron ore. Yeah. Do I just want to sell these trucks? How much are they actually worth? They're still worth quite a lot. They still have quite a lot of their money. 30% of the 23,000. Okay, so maybe actually not that much money. We have kind of run them for quite a long time, and we haven't really done anything with them. Problem is that this is an island, so I'm gonna have to build a bridge to get them off. Oh yes, that was the other thing that I was going to mention. What I wanted to do here, rather than transporting the coal and iron via a harbor, which I have now deleted, I have deleted the harbor over here as well, I was planning and hoping to build a bridge either at this point right over here or at this point right over here. I mean, doesn't actually matter because it is still going to cost a heck of a lot of money to do, but I do want to do it. In fact, maybe I could actually legitimately do this now. That would actually work. Yeah, that would actually work. That's actually pretty darn cheap. Let me see if I can bring the bridge just a smidgen closer. Smidgen closer, maybe shave a few $1,000 off it. I think I had it pretty good. I think I had it pretty good before. Yeah, 400 and something thousand. It still says that there is a collision somehow. Not entirely sure why that would be the case. Anyway, my thought process is that if I can transport all of the coal and the iron over to the steel mill by road, then that means that the boat can actually be used for proper purposes. Yeah, so that was the plan. Didn't really work out. Living on a Prayer still exists, but it's in a much trimmed down form. A much trimmed down form. I think first thing that I need to do is Ori. I need to keep this line, but I'm going to configure all of the vehicles that are on this line. So, not Iron Ori. Get rid of Iron Ori, please. Yeah, get rid of Iron Ori. All of these guys, I'm going to stick them onto a brand new line. Why don't I stick them onto... I don't know. Could stick them onto anything, really. Could stick them onto Oily. That probably wouldn't be the craziest idea in the world. Stick them onto Oily. It's going to take them about 15 years to drive from Stallbridge all the way around to the Oily route, but that's still going to be worth it, I do believe. And these trucks, maybe I just sell up the Ori trucks. I mean, it seems like a colossal waste of money to do that, but unless I want to fork out for a $500,000 bridge... kind of do honestly want to fork out for a $500,000 bridge. I still have one loan that I can take out. I've got all of the infrastructure. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's find this bridge. Originally, I was thinking, hey, this is a really dumb idea. I don't have the money to do this. But it turns out I do actually have the money to do this, as long as it doesn't cost me more than like $500,000. That is like my hard cutoff. Okay, let me see if I can take this back just a little bit. Oh my goodness. That actually totally legitimately works. It still like infringes all of the cargo though, doesn't it? Oh, what about a tunnel? Oh, I never even thought of a tunnel. Oh my goodness. How much does a tunnel cost in comparison? It actually costs way less. Oh my good golly goodness gracious me. We can make a tunnel. We can make ourselves a flippin' tunnel. Okay, let me see if I can try and make it over here. Man, I didn't even think of a tunnel. 200,000? Really? That cheap? Sure, I'll need to take it back a little bit. So, as you go up, the bridges become more expensive. Look at how ridiculous but fantastic that would be. Okay. Bridge pillar collision. I don't actually know what that means. I think it just means that this technically isn't possible. Right, I get it. I get it. Okay. Let's see if we can try and find a tunnel that would actually work. Because this looks promising. Very, very promising, in fact. Although the angle doesn't really look like it's gonna work. Bridge pillar nonsense. Yeah, I must confess, I didn't really ever think about a tunnel. But I'm kind of intrigued now. See if I can find a method in which it'll work. Yeah. I mean, ideally, we don't want to disrupt the shipping lane because there will, at some point, be a need to ship plastic across. Yeah. I don't want to build anything because if I build anything that's sort of like in compartments. So, for example, I could do this, right? I could do this, but if I do something like that, then that means I have to commit to building it. And if I commit to building it and it ends up being too expensive, then we're gonna have a problem. Right. Also, it's got to be pretty flippin' deep in order to be a tunnel. Apparently, I don't know how deep this water actually is. Can I have a little look? Yeah, maybe we should see if we can find a less deep parts of the river at which to cross. I mean, we could. What about building a bridge over this little section here? Alternatively, what about terraforming the land? What would the chances of that actually be? I don't know. I don't want to do this. I don't want to. This is gonna be a little bit expensive, I feel. Give me the flatten tool. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, that was in itself just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. However, I actually think that that might be pretty decent. Hold on. Hold on. Let me report back. Can I find the angle? Hold up. Why are you not? Okay. There we go. Build that just as like a default. And then build across here. Oh, come on. Can't go the other way, can we? Oh, you know you want to, video game. It still says that there's a collision. And it just doesn't want to go. It doesn't want to go. I was optimistic about a tunnel. I was very, very optimistic about a tunnel. So that will work. Right. I'm not entirely sure why that's the case. What if I build closer to the edge? Look, I am ever an optimist. I think that if we can make this work. I do think that we can make this work. Okay. No, it's just not gonna go, is it? It's just not gonna go. Okay, well, you know what? We've just spent $200,000, and I don't believe that there is any way that I can unreverse that. So that's fun. Let's not worry about that. Okay, fine. Let's just pretend that that didn't actually happen. Let's just sell off our trucks. Let's sell off our trucks over here on the Ori route. We're gonna return here, and we're gonna return here with money, with real money. Iron Ori route. There we go. Sell all vehicles. Yes, please. Thank you. Great. You know, 7,000 to pop. If we were to keep it running for a little while longer, then we would have lost even more money. So let's just cut our losses, quit while we're ahead, and sort that stuff out. Right now, all of the oil which we are indeed using or storing right over here. Are we picking it up appropriately? It doesn't look like we're picking it up appropriately. Can I have a little look at the line, please? So Shrivnel Central, we should be picking up. Unload that and load that. Yes. Hold up. Then at Shrivnel East, we should be just unload oil. How about that? Will that work out any better? There we go. It looks like it will. Okay, so that should make us a good chunk of change. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Bodie McBoatface is now consistently leaving the harbor with 70 out of 70 bits of oil, which is grand. The problem is that we need to make sure we find somewhere for this plastic to go, because we are going to start making fairly large quantities of plastic. I think, however, that by the time it comes to actually find a proper home for that plastic, we should theoretically anyway, have a little bit more money. Man, this area, it's really ticking me off. Man, a tunnel would be so nice. It would be so nice, but it's just a bit too deep. Unless we make it less deep. What about we make it less deep? I can't get sucked into this. I cannot get sucked into this, because otherwise my money is just going to disappear. My money is going to disappear. I need to put my money to better use. Also, I should briefly mention that I've changed the Planky supply area a little bit. So, if you'll recall, we used to have a train station round about here, and we used to have two depots, one which fed from Burnley Forest 2, one which fed from Burnley Forest 1. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know the mechanics of the game, but it didn't allow me to transfer the wood to the depot to the train station. So what I've done is I've basically just moved the train station closer to Burnley Forest 1. Now, what I'm going to do here, actually, is configure this vehicle and add some more carriages onto it. So what I want to do is I want to click on the vehicle and I want to configure. So now what you can do is you should be able to, can I not do this? I should be able to make an amendment. Hold on, it's this one, yeah. So if I do this, then I can actually make an amendment to the train whilst it's going along. So let's pause this right there. And then let's go and get some more cargo wagons. Sidecar with stakes. What have we got? I think, yeah, we've got sidecar with stakes at the moment, don't we? So I can literally just buy one more. Which is fine. However, there's one vehicle to be replaced. Why is that not showing up as what I currently have? I want to configure this vehicle as it stands. I don't want to just replace it with a sidecar. Yeah, that's not great. What I want to do is the current vehicle. I want to replace the current. I want to configure the current vehicle. Video game. No, not sell. I've done this before. I know what I'm doing. Oh well, that's a complete lie actually. Look, what if... Yeah, so that, and then stake cars. Yeah, but that's gonna replace a brand new vehicle. I don't really want a brand new vehicle. I would like to add one. I would like to add one vehicle. One little cart to the vehicle. Alright, doesn't particularly matter. I can send it to the depot. That's fine. I am pretty sure that I've modified a train on the go, but if I can't do it for this time for whatever reason, then who honestly knows what the situation is. I've probably just forgotten how to do it properly. Anyway, my thought process is as follows. If I buy an extra stake car, or even 2 extra stake cars, with that 500,000 which I took out originally to, you know, alter the landscape slightly, then that will just mean more money. So get that money bought. Get that money bought. Get those trucks bought whilst we have a little bit of money right now. And we'll start shipping out even more logs to be turned into planks. Because at the moment we've got a couple of trucks waiting, and trucks waiting is just bad for business as far as I'm concerned. Also, we are making a ridiculously large amount of money. That allows me to repay back a little bit of a loan. You can go to the depot. Sent to the depot. Fantastic. It'll just be a brief trip, and you should be able to access it relatively easily. In fact, we should be able to just send it to the depot, then right back to the pickup point, which is great, because it's not a passenger train, it's not carrying any passengers, which is wonderful. Great. Okay. That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad at all. We're actually making a decent chunk of change at the moment. Last year, it looks like we made a little bit of money. Oh, yes, I need to unpause the date. Let me put it in half speed. Sure. Half speed for now. Keep it like that. Okay. Now, I need to... How do I combine these trains? This is always... Oh, God. Set line, better planky supply. Can I set them both? Unable to find path to stop? No, that's... Not what I was after. Go to the depot. In depot. Right, how do I combine this? Oh my goodness. Edit vehicle. Edit this vehicle. Can I sidecar with stakes? Yes. No, not the flat sidecar with stakes. No, wait, yes, I do want the flight sidecar with stakes. What do I actually want? I want this one. Hold up. I would like this one. Not enough money. Okay. Okay, there is a way to do this. I'm convinced that there is a way to do this. Sell that vehicle. Fine, whatever. Edit this vehicle and just give me the flipping sidecars with stakes. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I do feel like I do feel like I could have probably done that a slightly more efficient way. And indeed, in the past, I have done that in a slightly more efficient way. But for whatever reason this time, just wasn't meant to be. Anyway, that's 2 extra cars, which means that we're going to make, well, not double our money, but at least 50% more. with each ride. With each ride, it's not an amusement park. With each journey. Yeah, 42 logs. That's not bad. That's not half bad at all. Yeah. I had to change the signaling slightly, by the way, in order to allow the Totten branch train to continue to pass smoothly. But as it turns out, it was just a slight little amendment. A little bit here, a little bit there. Not too difficult. Not too difficult at all. Anyway, yeah, so I'm really, really happy with the Thule route at the moment. I'm really quite happy with the passenger route. I do believe that we should be making money sort of across most departments. Yeah, not so much this year, but I'm sure that that will change. Water, we've made money for the last couple of years, and I highly suspect that we will continue to make money from water because it's just ridiculously profitable, honestly. Also, have those trucks arrived from wherever it was, Stallbridge, where they were? No, not really. Not really. They are in the process of getting themselves across there. Wonderful. Okay, looks like we're shipping back pretty much exactly the right amount of oil. All of the goods are being moved around. I mean, this is fantastic. Honestly, living on a prayer is a really, really profitable route. Look at that, 300k. 300k. It's actually phenomenally profitable because it makes money by shipping the oil across in the first instance, and then it also makes even more money by shipping the refined oil back on the way back. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's like double dipping, you know? It's like sticking both hands in the cookie jar and pulling out a double whammy triple cookie. You know what I'm saying? That's how great it is. Anyway, we seem to be making quite a large amount of money. What I'm thinking of, rather than trying and building some, I don't know, stupid, extravagant new project like a ridiculous bridge, which is very ridiculous, and now the more that I think about it, the more embarrassed I am that I even attempted such a feat. Why don't we try and sort of just modify the existing lines that we already have? I mean, let me go to my profitability calculator. The line statistics area. Yes, that's right. So which line is losing us money? The Salcombe-Totten branch is still the line that is losing us the most money, which is irritating, actually. Really, really irritating. Totten-Tramming is basically not losing us anything. Where can we add a little bit of extra support? Bredley. Tell you what, Bredley 1, Bredley 2, Bredley 3. Let me see if I can add some more vehicles to Bredley 1. Is Bredley 1? Yeah, it's this one. I think we could add at least 4 more vehicles to each of the Bredley routes. And that's what I'm going to go and do. Right, let me buy... If I could buy 12, that would be ideal. I'm not sure if I'll have the money for that, though. Don't have enough money, but apparently I was allowed to purchase it anyway. Or at least purchase some of the stuff, unless I purchased it and then immediately lost the money. Doesn't particularly matter. Bredley 1 and Bredley 2, and then we'll wait for the rest of the money before adding on to Bredley 3. I did sort of briefly think about running a train line. And I kind of still think that maybe running a train line sort of from this area to the Gravesend food processing plant would be like a really, really good idea. And it would mean that we'd be able to pump out food way, way quicker. Because what we could do if we had a food line, for example, like a food train line, it means that we could put a train station somewhere round about yonder and run the line basically where the bypass road goes. Ooh, you guys are coming up here. I kind of want you to be going this way, actually. I'm going to have to make a slight amendment to the line. But anyway, the point that I was trying to make earlier is that it would be really, really great. Hold on a second. I'm making too much money right now to think straight. It's actually quite disconcerting. Buy 4 more vehicles, assign them all to Bredley 3. There we go. Now that's 4 extra vehicles on each and every Bredley line. Fantastic. Great. Really, really happy with that. Anyway, the point that I was trying and failing to make, because I'm just so unbelievably excited, is that a train line which we could feed the different farms into, i.e. station right here or a station right here, something like that, linked up to the depot, means that we could feed from this depot, and this depot all into the train station. And then we could just run a single train all the way across to Gravesend Food Processing Plant. Means that we wouldn't really have to worry about, you know, all of this extra emissions nonsense. It would just be dealt with. And I think I honestly might do that, primarily because at the moment it's It's taking a significant amount of manpower, or should I say horsepower, actually. It's actually horsepower. It's taken a significant amount of horsepower to move all of these bits of food, and it would be better to allocate the horses to sort of more rural work. Yeah. So I'm thinking that that's maybe what we do. Ah, it looks like the extra oily trucks have arrived. They're not extra oily because, well, you know, they're not super sticky. They're not super slick. They're just extra oily. Yeah, so you're processing all of the oil. Wonderful. And now you're full. You can just move back, head to the other direction. You know what? Let's live dangerously. Let's try and make a brand new train line. A brand new train line in a completely untrain line part of the country thus far. Right. A little bit of extra road there. Fantastic. And let's just get a cargo terminus station. It's going to cost me 80 grand or whatever, but I think it's going to be totally worth it. As I say, I think this is the way in which we speed up delivery of food. The problem is that Gravesend needs a lot of food, but it doesn't need that much food. We're going to need to find another customer. Who else needs food? Cogshaw needs food, and that could quite as easily be delivered via train line. Right, anyway, let's roll with this idea of a train station. Of a train station relatively near the road. Wonderful. I'm just going to keep it quite short. We'll keep it short, 80 meters. And then we'll go about planning the line. Man, this is exciting. I feel that this is actually a fairly legitimate idea. Let's try and run it parallel to the road. There we go. Wonderful. I do believe that the elevation should be fairly smooth if we go by the road. Yep. The problem is that it's going to cost us a heck of a lot of money to buy the locomotive for this. I'm not super worried about the speed, as you will know. Speed is kind of irrelevant at this point. I think I can do it for less than the game is telling me I can do it for. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that getting rid of trees actually costs that much money. I'm not even sure if it does cost money. Alright. Great. We've almost got enough cash to finish the build. We will have enough cash in just a second. 14 grand. Yeah, we're a little bit negative at the moment, but I mean, this track is going to make us millions. I mean, I'm just so excited about it. The reason that I'm excited about it, as I say, it's going to free up so many trucks, like so many bits of machinery that we're going to be able to allocate it to pretty much any route that we want to. Come on. Waiting for a big train to arrive at the depot. Okay, cancel that. Maybe okay. Just as I cancel it, some train arrives at some train station and we make enough money to make the whole thing work. Right, we're just gonna keep it on a single track for now. I'm really not worried about. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize that was possible. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm trying to rotate. I can't even remember how to rotate. What is wrong with me? There we go. All right. Let's start it off at this end. Actually, we'll put the train depot over here. It probably should ideally be in the middle of the track, but that's okay. Right. That there. And this over there like so. Great. I think I still have an extra 500,000 loan to take out. I do indeed. Let me buy a brand new train then. This is super exciting. Steam, electric, and diesel. Well, we're pretty far off all of those things. 45 kilometers an hour is the top speed. The Borsig. It was progressive at the time, but it didn't have a roofed cabin. I think I'll the cheap train, to be honest. I'll get the cheaper train, slightly cheaper train, that is. And let's find a grain train. A gondola. Right, and that costs $200,000. Wowzers, that is expensive. That is unbelievably expensive. Lifespan is 25 years on the smaller one. That's fine. That's fine. Ditch that. Cool. That's literally all that we can afford at this point. That's literally all we can afford at one point. We can afford one carriage. That's totally fine. Maybe I should have waited until I could afford slightly more carriages than that, but that's okay. Gravesend Annex, all the way up to Gravesend. Gravesend proper. Full load any cargo at Gravesend Annex. Perfect. Yeah. Great. Let's get to it. Oh, I also need to dispatch it. Set line. Line 1. It's not called anything at the moment. I need to rename it. That's Real Grub. There we go. Real Grub. Also, if you're looking to play this game, you know, on your own time, I would advise you, don't employ a similar naming convention to myself, because I cannot remember what line goes where, because they're all named ridiculously. It's a bit of a flaw. Bit of a flaw in the master plan, but it's okay. It's fine. Anyway, I've got Bredli 1, Bredli 2. Now, Bredli 1, Bredli 2, they're all going to be, I mean, quite substantially changed, in fact. So, you're going to go from Bishop Stortford Central, right over there. Perfect, just like so. Bredli 2, going to go from Gravesend West to, in fact, just to Gravesend West? In fact, Bredli 2 doesn't even need to exist. Yeah, Bredli 2 does not need to exist at all. In fact, just delete this and then it'll remind me to sort out Bredli in just a second. Bredli 2, that is. Gravesend Halt, and you can come over here. Great. Great, 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 great. Okay, Bredli 2, let's get all of the trucks from Bredli 2 to go and do something else. Honestly, it would be great if they could go and do oily, actually, in fact. That would be really, really good. Okay. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Bredli 2. Bredli 2. There we go. And this is going to be a heck of a lot more trucks onto the oily line. Great. So Bredli 2 basically does not exist anymore. And that's kind of the way that it probably should be. Now, this might change our financial situation considerably. So we got to be very, very careful. Very, very careful. Yep, 66 bits of grain. And I need to be on the lookout for buying more gondolas. But I cannot believe that it costs millions and millions and millions of dollars to buy, like, 5 gondola carriages. Yeah, running a train with a single gondola carriage is highly inefficient. But c'est la vie. That's the world that we live in. Anyway, so all of the trucks should now be free to go and do other stuff, and by do other stuff, I mean be reassigned to the Bredli 1 and Bredli 3 lines, or alternatively, all of the Bredli 2 trucks are heading to the oily line, which is grand. Right, how much money are we going to make from one single carriage of corn or grain? 54,000. I mean, it's not great, to be honest, given that it takes a ridiculously long time for the carriages to arrive at where they need to arrive. But it's a good start. It's a good start. It's something, at least, you know? It's something. And as soon as we get a little bit more money, then I don't envision we'll have any problems. Yeah, real grub. Real grub. Looking and feeling good. 122 bits of food ready and waiting to be picked up. That's quite incredible. Okay. So, yeah, what we've done here, basically, is torpedo the profitability of Bredli 1 and Bredli 3. For a while, at least. And then we need to try and ramp up the capability of this train right here. Okay. Hold on. I want you to turn around and head to the depot. Yeah. Unable to find path to the depot. That's okay. I'm going to get you to turn around. Path to the depot. Head to the depot as quick as you possibly can, please. There we go. Now, when is the boat? When is the steamer getting in? The boat is getting in fairly soon. I'm just thinking, is there any way in which I can... Is there any which way in which I can actually make this a little bit better? Maybe I just reduce the capability of the train. I mean, the train could theoretically go slower. Oops. If I did that, modify for 95 grand. I mean, that would get me 95 grand back. Which I would quite like to put into another gondola. I mean, I need about that many gondolas, really, I think, in order to be somewhat profitable. And I think that that's possible. That's a capacity of 28. I mean, that's not entirely out of this realm of possibility. You're going to give me a heck of a lot of money fairly soon. Right. 313,000. Just need a little bit more. Need a little bit more. 270,000. The month's about to lapse. Yeah, month's about to lapse. That's irritating. Is there any chance that I could get a smaller truck as well? 227. Honestly, that's much more doable. 227, 227. Give me the number. Oh, it didn't happen. What the? I thought it happened. I thought we had the magic number. I thought we would have the magic number. That's irritating. Okay. Move that vehicle. Remove that vehicle. Yeah, I know this technically means that I've just wasted a little bit of money, but I think we need volume, we need capacity, and we need capacity like right now. Yep. Okay. There we go. Okay. Get that modified. Get that on the road right now. Get real grub. Get that real grub growing. That's an increase of 1. It's pretty pathetic, to be honest. No, in fact, no, it's not an increase of 1. It's an increase of 7. So that means that we are going to be carrying way more grain, or at least substantially more grain for now. Also, the Breadley 1 and Breadley 3 lines should now start working a little bit more effectively, but we need to start shipping more of this grain from here. So that's the sort of limit right now. But I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be totally fine. I think we will be totally fine. 111 bits of oil to pick up over there. That's grand. Living on a Prayer is actually, unbelievably, one of our most profitable lines now. Let me reduce the waiting time over yonder. Fantastic. Great. Let me go and see what else is going on over in the world of logs and planks and stuff like that. Stuff and things over here. 42 logs a pop. Looks pretty darn good, to be honest. Looks pretty darn good. I tell you what, Burnley's not really growing, but we're not exactly helping it with the state of the emissions at the moment. In fact, that's less than ideal, to be honest. Burnley needs its own bypass. That's right, the Burnley bypass is going to now be a thing. How much will it cost? Literally just to do that. Why do you want to build a tunnel there? I actually kind of get it. That's a pretty good place to build a tunnel, honestly. I'm sorry I was so dismissive. Right. But, alas. Hey, new vehicles are available. European flatbed horse-drawn carriage. Oh my goodness. Wonderful. That's great. We'll take advantage of that in a bit. Okay. Let me just get this, up and running. Waypoints. Grand. And it's just Thule, I believe. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to need to make an amendment, because that should speed up the route for Thule anyway. Also, did you just upgrade my roads? I didn't upgrade that road. I think that was Burnley. That was Burnley saying thank you. Thank you for believing in me. All right. Also, I'm very wealthy. Very wealthy. It's so difficult to find the other side of where I'm looking for. Can we get a second Bodie McBoatface? Is that actually what we want to do? I think we might actually want to do that. Right. Head to the depot. And head there as quickly as you possibly can, please. Hopefully, whilst we still have a ridiculously large amount of money. It was too good to be true, wasn't it? Okay. Now, let's get this train edited. And let's see if we can try and get enough for... Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Pause. Okay, let's get... No, not that one. The little one. There we go. Fantastic. Can I even get another one? A third one? Oh, this is just... It was too greedy. It was too greedy. I should have just gone for it. All right, that's fine. I think we can still get up to 407,000 before our money starts to disappear. There we go. Grand. Let's get this train popped back on the real grub line. And just like that, I think this is going to make everything a lot more profitable. A lot more profitable. Okay, so we've basically doubled once again the amount of grain, raw grain that we're going to be taking. Fantastic. That's really, really good. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. Okay, this is something that I'm not happy with, though. Apparently, we have got just far too many trucks just waiting over here. Yeah, we are producing 200 as much as we possibly can, but they're just not being utilized fast enough. Now, that is primarily, I think, due to the fact that we've got the train, but still, we've got far too many trucks just sitting around here doing nothing. How's Bredley 3 doing, actually? Bredley 3 is doing pretty darn good. Pretty darn good job over at Bredley 3. That's fine. I don't actually have a specific purpose where these Bredley 1 trucks can go right at this moment. I mean, we could always ship them onto a brand new route. We've certainly got the money or the cash flow to ensure that the money's coming in pretty thick and fast. Also, are we making money on this route? The island hopper on a bus? We are making money on that route, aren't we? Yeah, I just haven't checked it in a while. Grand. I'm glad that we're making money. Cool. Good. You guys just do you over there. That's fine. Yeah, so the Bredley trucks, we need to move them onto something. We need to move them onto something, but what? That's the real question. As the music starts to bop, will we ever find out? I think we will. I did briefly think about, between episodes, thought about setting up a quarry route so that we could start manufacturing construction materials, specifically for Gravesend, because, you know, Gravesend's the heart and soul of everything that is meaningful. I think we try. I actually think that we try and make this into a bridge again. I think this is what we do, and then we ship all of the trucks that are currently at Bredley 1, at the Bredley 1 depot. We ship them all back. I mean, they can all go to the depot for now, but I'm not going to sell them because these trucks are absolutely worthless. I mean, yeah, their value is $475. So for this entire batch, I get like $2,000, which is a bit paltry actually, but they're worth a lot more to me than that. Also, especially if they're just operating in the middle of nowhere, then I don't really care about the emissions. Also, I should say, I am very well aware, I should have said this at the very start, I am very well aware that I can improve the condition. So rather than replacing the vehicle, I can configure it and set up the maintenance schedule, or the maintenance. Running costs will increase by 50%, however, and I don't even want to think about that. A 50% increase to the running cost would basically make the vehicle totally unviable. However, if I run it at 0 and just run it in a rural environment, it means that I can just disregard the emissions pretty much entirely. So, Bredley 1 should be in here. Bredley 1, yep, so give me, I don't know, what, like 20 of these vehicles or something. We'll store them in a depot for now. It's auto-saving, that's fine. Yeah, so we've basically reduced the number of vehicles by a fairly substantial amount on that route, which is grand. And then we can, hopefully, once we accumulate enough money, we can just actually wholeheartedly commit to building a bridge over here. Building a bridge or building a tunnel. I mean, I think I've gone this far right now. I gotta build a bridge, you know? Let me finish this road out. 38 grand. Are you having a giggle, mate? You having an actual giggle? Right. Why is it so expensive to just connect the road up? That's 900 bucks and suddenly that's 4,000. Is it a height elevation thing? It doesn't even look that different in height. That is an absolute scam. Whoever the contractor is, I think, honestly, let's get a new one. That's as cheap as it'll be, but whatever. Okay, so that is that. Let's see if we can try and get ourselves a bridge. Let's see if we can do this. And there's still a collision. I have a funny feeling that the collision might be coming at my end. Take it back a little bit. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. 275,000. I mean, that is a very, very achievable sum of money. If I could not bridge over land, though, that would be much better for me. Maybe we just take this little outcrop that we've made. Will that make any difference? I tell you what, it actually might. Still looks like a collision. All right, take it back yet further. I mean, what's the price difference if I was to put a bridge across, like, here? 700,000? That's $1 million? Okay, so there is a fairly substantial cost implication difference. Collision. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. We could even probably do lower. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, that was... We had it there for a second. I think we execute on this order. Yeah, in fact, I think we execute on that order. It's just going to cost me 323,000, but... I think we just go for it. In fact, that is probably the best deal that we're going to get. It's going to cost me 422,000, but it means that we still have 100% access for the boats, which will inevitably need to come this way. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. Let's see if I can find it again. That's it. That's it right there. Right, so now we just need the cash in order to make that happen. I would love to, at this moment, dearly love to have an extra $500,000 loan available to me. But I don't. So unfortunately, we're just going to have to live with that reality. But I'm going to keep that there whilst we try and accumulate that money. Tell you what I'd love to do. I'd love to buy another Boaty McBoatface. Boaty McBoatface Mark II. Even boatier and even more McBoaty face. No. Disregard that second bit. Everyone is exhausted. I get it. Everyone's been working hard for like 20 years. 20 years straight. Some people thought they were close to retirement. No. Not in my world. Right. How much do we make a pop now for the grain train? 184,000. Also, conveniently, more than enough to get us the 423,000 that we need in order to make this bridge happen. I am delighted with that purchase. You know, I set out at the start of this episode thinking, what an idiot I was. What an idiot I was for even contemplating such a feat of engineering. And now here we are, not 50 minutes later, and we actually have completed a bridge of significant magnitude, significant importance, and it feels great. It feels really, really good. It feels like we've actually accomplished something. Okay, so what we can do is we can now reconfigure the routes. We've already got the infrastructure down here. We're just actually going to put it to good use. Yeah, I mean, this is fantastic. This is really, really good. In fact, we can now start making goods entirely. And that's what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. So, we've got 20 vehicles. Let's equip 10 to the Cogs Hall Iron Ore Mine to the Stallbridge Steel Mill. And let's equip 10 to Stallbridge Sidings. In fact, you know what? No, let's do 8. 8 to Cogs Hall Iron Mine, 8 to Cogs Hall Coal Mine, and both of those will terminate at the Stallbridge Steel Mill. And then let's have 2 trucks from Stallbridge Central over to Stallbridge Goods Factory. And then I'm going to buy a couple of extra trucks, or maybe just re-equip some of the trucks that are on the oily line. Although, the oily line is actually doing fantastically. I'm going to buy a couple of trucks, very, very few trucks, and these trucks are going to go from Shrivenell East all the way over to the Stallbridge Goods Factory. Ideally, I would have enough money to buy another Bodie McBoatface, buy a harbor, get it all set up to ship the plastics over via boat. But unfortunately, I don't have the money, nor do I really want to deal with that right now. So let's just get it set up to work. Okay, Iron Ore needs to change. Configure this line. Stallbridge Sidings is not where it's going to go to. It's going to go to right over here. Yes, Stallbridge Central across the brand new $400,000 bridge that we've just built. Sure. I'm not going to faff around with that, but that's cool. And Iron Ore, let's get Coaly Ore. Sure. And this is going to go from here to here. Literally as simple as that. Full load any cargo. Grand. And then we've already got the route, the Ore route that takes the steel. I mean, it shouldn't actually be Ore. It should be Steely. Again, ignore the naming convention. It's really, in fact, it's deeply unhelpful. Deeply, deeply, deeply unhelpful. Right, so now we've got these 10 vehicles. We need to kind of try and split them evenly across the line. In fact, let me just check the ratio. What is the ratio? It's 2 to 2. Okay, so it's 2 ore to 2 coal equals 1 steel. So let's get 7 trucks onto coal ore. Yep. 7 trucks on iron ore. And then 2 trucks on steely, which is the old ore. And then these 4 trucks, actually, we need to make a brand new line, which is frankly ridiculous, actually. How long is this gonna? This is ridiculous. I was thinking, right? So over here, it's gonna have to go Shrivenell East all the way over to Stallbridge Exchange. Look at the length of that road. That's almost not even worth doing. In fact, I actually don't think it's worth doing. In fact, I'm not gonna even countenance the idea of that line existing. Let's just equip these guys to. Let's equip 2 of them to iron ore and the other one to coal ore. Okay. There we go. Okay, so it's going to take a little while to sort of percolate through. But I think that we should try and aim... We should try and aim for whatever the milestone is that allows us to buy a boat. It's just a plastic boat. What's the cheapest boat? It's 450,000. 450,000. Yeah, that's fine. 450,000, I think, is a good aim. 450,000, and we'll get ourselves a brand new boat, and that boat will carry plastic. We still need to modify the route ever so slightly, or we still need to have a sort of plastic to harbor route. What the heck? How are we making this much money? I'm embarrassed, actually. Originally, I was embarrassed at how I thought that I could build a, you know, stupidly expensive bridge and get away with it. But as it turned out, I have got away with it, and now I'm actually making so much money, I actually legitimately have no idea what I'm supposed to do with it. Alright. I mean, Bradley 2 is not a boat line, I'm afraid, my dude. Right. Shrivnel Exchange. Oh, we need to put down a harbor. I forgot about that. We'll need to put down a harbor. We'll put down the harbor literally in the exact location that it was last time. Are we going to have enough money to make it so? We are not. I didn't think it cost this much money to put down a harbor, but apparently I'm wrong. Yeah, I do think that I will have enough money before things get dicey. I.e., all it takes is another single delivery of something. So I'll keep an eye on my finances, and we'll place down another harbor if we need to. But that's fine for now. Is there anything else that I need to do before we are officially ready to make some goods? I didn't think at the outset of this episode. In fact, I thought completely to the contrary. I thought that I wouldn't be able to. I thought I was just full of nonsense. But as it turns out, we've delivered. We've delivered the goods. Literally. Literally, we are going to be delivering the goods. How exciting is that? It's tremendously exciting. Yeah, these trucks are going to take a billion years to get to where they need to go. An absolute billion years. Tell you what, how am I doing just in terms of cash? Because ever since the introduction of the real grub line, it sort of changed the profitability around a little bit. Breadliest catch has become pretty unprofitable. Similarly, Gravesend's growth has actually sunk way down. Now, the reason that it has is that we've basically cut in half the amount of bread that we're delivering, and that's because we've cut in half the amount of grain that we're delivering. Yeah, so not super happy about that, to be honest. Not super happy about that at all, but that's okay. That's fine. It's okay. It's something that we can live with for now. Iron Ore, Coal Ore, none of them are making money. That's completely fine because the trucks have yet to arrive. Once they arrive, they're going to start making money pretty quickly. It's quite a lot of trucks being assigned to that line, so it should all work fairly easily. Steely, same with Steely, to be honest. It's Breadliest catch, really, that concerns me as a route which may need to be tinkered with ever so slightly. Because the problem is that we do have these sort of infrequent shipments of grain. And when they come, it's obviously good news for everyone. But when they come, how many trucks are really occupied with taking the food into town? I don't know. It doesn't look like that many are. Yeah. How much money did I need to buy a harbor, by the way? I can't even remember now. 240 grand? Okay, not quite there. Might be there soon, though. Yeah, so the Breadliest catch route, only about 4 or 5 trucks are actually being dispatched. I mean, if we do the maths on this for a second. So if we do the maths on this for a second, the train, whenever it arrives, brings 28 grain. Now, that will make 14 bread. 14 bread can be delivered with 4 trucks. So, at the moment, 4 trucks is completely adequate for this line. So, I'm going to make an amendment. Hold on, did I just ditch? I ditched line 1. Oh, yeah, ditch line 1. That was going to be the plastic line. The boat line, anyway. What I want to change is the Breadliest catch. The best named line in the entire game, without a shadow of a doubt, in my humble opinion. So we need to just remove 6 vehicles. Yeah, 6 vehicles from it. Where do we want these guys to go? Well, honestly, 3 of them can be assigned to Coal Ore, and 3 of them can be assigned to Iron Ore. Great. So now we're just down to 4 vehicles. That might lead to a little bit of a loss because of the delivery of bread and whatnot, but that's fine. It's going to take a little while for stuff to arrive as well, but that's okay. Also, technically, I think we should reduce our emissions around Gravesend, which is kind of a nice sort of little byproduct of this whole whole sort of rejig. We just need to remember in the future that if we are going to increase the number of carriages on this train, which I absolutely intend to do, then we need to increase the supply for Breadliest Catch. In fact, we might even, in that instance, not need to increase the supply of Breadliest Catch. In fact, maybe even 4 trucks on Breadliest Catch is too much. Can you tell that I enjoy saying Breadliest Catch a heck of a lot? Well, gosh darn, you'd be correct. Anyway, point is that we could probably get away with even fewer trucks on Breadliest Catch than we currently have. You know what? Yeah, I'm an optimist. Let's chop it down by 1 more. Let's put you on Steely. Sure. Right. How much money did I flippin' need? That much money. 432,000. Holy cow. That is nice money. That is good stuff right there, my friends. That is good stuff right there. Okay. 240k. 245k. I'm not gonna mess around with $1,000 bucks. Finally, it is time to deploy the plastic route. Shrivnel Exchange, right up to Stallbridge East, through the wonderful bridge that I have created. Oh, that looks great. That looks so good. Looks so fantastic. Yeah, that's you know, I feel like I should, you know, get back to basics with the whole naming convention thing. And that's what I'm going to try and do. All right, let's get you equipped onto the plastic route. And let's see this work. Oh, something that I do need to bear in mind is I don't have any trucks which are devoted to taking plastic from the chemical plant to the harbor. So I should do that. In fact, you know what? I'm going to take 4 trucks on Breadly 3 off that route and put them onto something else. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's call it an even 5. Stick them onto a brand new line, which I have yet to create, which is stupid. And it'll be from Shrivnel East to Shrivnel Central. I would like you to literally just deal with plastic. So I want you at Shrivnel East to load plastic. And at Shrivnel Central, I would like you to unload plastic. There we go. So it's literally just plastic, which we're going to be concerned with on this line. And Breadly 3, the 5 vehicles I've already selected. Fantastic. It's line 1 at the moment. But we can get it done anyway. Grand. And I honestly think that, that the number of trucks that are currently dealing with Gravesend Farm, probably more than enough anyway. So, yeah, let's not worry about it too much. Okay, look, you can see plastics popping up. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. All right. Plastic supply. Plastic supply. Is that the second plastic supply route that I've created? I've got plastic route and plastic supply. Wow. Okay, maybe a little bit too basic on the whole naming convention thing. Maybe I need to go extravagant again. Man, this is looking good. This is actually looking legit. And this is real money. You know, as Anakin Skywalker would say, now this is pod racing. Don't quote me on that. I don't actually know if it was him that said that. Anyway, where are all my trucks? My trucks are all headed out to Stallbridge. Man, that is a ridiculously long route. Tell you what, we could have just built like a cheap little bridge over here. Maybe to try and speed up the truck transport. But that, look, it doesn't particularly matter. Where's my plastic route? My plastic route is right over here. It's doing pretty darn good. Let me turn you around. I would kind of like a few bits of plastic to be delivered before you set off on your first little mission. It's going to take a little while before you become profitable. That is for absolutely certain. But now we should be able to use absolutely all of this plastic, which is really exciting. All of the plastic that we produce at the chemical plant is going to be used in goods production. Also, don't think that I've forgotten about setting up a goods delivery route. We will absolutely need to get, like, what, 3 trucks or whatever just to run the goods from the goods factory into Stallbridge itself, so they can be bought, and we can, you know, make our final little bit of money in that process. But that, honestly, is so far down the line at this point that I'm not concerned even slightly. Not concerned even a little bit. Whoa, hold up. I did not even consider, but now that we've got 2 boats, can we get a second terminal? Landing for small ships. Cargo, main building. I tell you what, we could. We could, in fact, get a second landing. Cool. I kind of want to do it, actually. Build a large dock. Yeah, build the cargo. Okay, how much plastic are you taking? You got 5. All right. You know what? Just get out of here. Get out of here. We got some more goods coming in. Maybe getting a second harbor would be nice. Although, let's be real, we're never really going to need a second docking point, are we? That would just be a little bit too frivolous of an expenditure. How are we doing? Profitability on the routes. Pretty good. Pretty good. I am dismayed that we are still not making consistent money from the Salcombe-Taunton branch route. I honestly should think about growing Burnley or Taunton just a little bit so that we can get a few more passengers on that line. Also, we're losing a horrific amount of money from all of these little tiny routes which are yet to arrive at their supposed destinations. That's a temporary expense, as I'm sure you're well aware. We don't need to endure that for much longer. We're getting there. Oh, fantastic. Some new vehicles. I do indeed like a few new vehicles. Some American horse-drawn carriage with side stakes. How wonderful. Right, plastics coming through. Plastic supply, Oily 1. I tell you what, Oily 1 has been a great success. I have no idea why there are so many trucks on Oily 1, but it seems to be working, and therefore I'm not even going to question it. It's because the boat... It's because Bodie McBoatface can carry so much oil. That's what makes everything so great. That's really good. It's really, really good. I mean, this has been a hugely, hugely, hugely profitable venture. I mean, far, far, far surpassing my expectations. I mean, tremendously surpassing my expectations. And we are making substantial cash at this moment in time. Look at this. Everything seems to be working, I mean, just about as well as it possibly can be. I want to deliver my very first good, and then I don't even know where we go from there. I'm just so excited. So unbelievably excited. 240 steel, or 240 coal, 230 iron waiting to be turned into steel. It's just raring to go. I can see that we're getting revved up. We're getting ready to go. How much plastic have we got waiting? 9 plastic. I'm kind of hoping that it's a little bit more by the time that boat goes around. I'll repay one of my 500,000 loans. That is great. Man, I didn't think that I'd be able to pay off that debt which I used to construct this bridge. I mean, wow. It's really good. Okay, plastic delivery. I don't know how much plastic costs or how much we get from selling plastic, but it'll probably be a fair chunk, even just for 5. Yeah, 31,000. That's not half bad, actually. We are traveling a fair distance. I do think this might be the first year where we are actually profitable with this boat, although it also may not be, because it does take a flippin' long time for the boat to go anywhere. Not because it's particularly slow, although I do believe it is actually slightly slower than Bodie McBoatface. Yeah, Bodie McBoatface is roaring. Is roaring at a positively zippy 25 kilometers per hour, whereas non-Bodie McBoatface over here, Ship 1, jeez, what a name, is traveling only at a positively sluggish 22 kilometers per hour. There you go. Man, look at all this money. This is rolling in. What? It's crazy. I mean, look, if I paid off my debt, then we'd be $100,000 better off. But I mean, can you really complain? Can you really complain? I don't think you can complain when the going is this good. Yeah. Man, it really, really is very, very good. Yeah, oily one is dropping off. Ooh, I should check. So the terminals in this, plastic supply picks up from 1, and oily drops from terminal 3. I think we should probably switch this. Actually, no, I think it's fine as it is. I just want to make sure that we don't have any like backup problems, as in, you know, problems with trucks having to wait around for a little bit longer. Man, Bodie McBoatface, you deserve a medal. Can I give you a medal? I really do feel like that's well deserved. How's the train doing over here? How's the grain train doing? That's what it needs to be renamed, by the way. Grain train. The grain train. It's doing pretty darn good, actually. It's doing pretty darn good. Honestly, I feel that we should really have increased the number of carriages. In fact, we definitely need to increase the number of carriages. I don't even know what I'm thinking. I absolutely need to increase the number of carriages. We've got 163 bits of grain just waiting around, which is quite a lot, I would say. Yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Looks like Bredley 3, we're managing to keep on top of Bredley over there, which is grand. Coming back for some plastic. How much plastic have we got? 13 plastic? Is that it? Is that really it? We've got a little bit more plastic to be shipped across right now. There we go. Repay another $500,000 loan. Look at that. We made $582,000 over the course of the year 1872. Man, oh man, oh man. Okay, so 17 plastic. I mean, it can increase by just a little bit more. Got 7 plastic over there. Yeah. I think we honestly want to increase. We want to increase the amount of oil that we're shipping from Oily One. I mean, how much is Oily One actually making us as a route? 129,000. And there's a brand new thing coming in every 21 seconds. To be honest, we're not even close to the capacity where we could add a whole bunch of extra trucks on there. And in fact, I might yet do that. Hold on, turn around, go to the depot. That's right. What I'm gonna do, maybe frivolous spending, but you know what? If there is something that I'm good at, it is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, frivolous spending. Let me just run the game for a little bit in 3 times speed, see if I accumulate any more cash, any more big bounties. I'll wait until... Oh, okay. That's fine. I was kind of hoping that I would maybe make just a little bit more money than that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out, you know those 2 loans that I just paid off? Those 2 loans that I just paid off, oh, come on. Those 2 loans that I just paid off, I'd like to take back out and buy some more grain trucks. There we go. 180,000. That's not too bad. 36 out of 70 plastic. That's also not too bad. Let's go and have a little look at this. Okay, so edit this train. Edit this vehicle. Are there any different types of gondolas? I don't think there are. Right. 1 million. $1 million. How long is the train? 79 meters? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. There we go. I've just spent $1 million. $1 million flipping dollars on some grain cars. Is that frivolous spending? Is that frivolous enough for you? Who honestly knows? Man, this music is so good. So good. All right, there we go. So we're going to be able to get through this grain a heck of a lot quicker now. So we should start to see some more demand on the Bredley 1 and Bredley 3 lines, and also Gravesend Farm, I hope, should pick up a little bit more. And we should start to turn that into yet more profit. I don't know how much money we're going to make from just one single journey, but 63 grain? Come on, it's a heck of a lot of grain that we're shifting around. It did mean that we had to take out a little bit of an extra loan, but I mean, look, It was worth it, wasn't it? It was absolutely worth it. How much plastic did we leave the harbor with? It was 36 out of 70 plastic. That's not too bad. Looks like some of the steel is starting to be manufactured, or will start to be manufactured very, very shortly indeed. Which means the steely route, which is running as it should. Grand. Just wanted to check. Yep. Looks like the steely route is pretty much ready. We got 5 plastics stored, ready for production, so it's pretty much just the steel what we're waiting for, which is absolutely fine. I know I've said it already, but it bears repeating. I have no idea how Buddy McBoatface has been this profitable. I kind of thought that I'd have to sell Buddy McBoatface. I hate to confess it, but I did. I thought there was no hope. I thought there was no hope for me. I thought there was no hope for me or Bodie McBoatface or anything. I'm about to repay a $500,000 loan, or I was about to until I didn't have the money for it. Looks like I might have the money for it. Come on, there we go. Fantastic. We had $700,000 at one point. How much money did we make from the train? I mean, that was one journey. That was 415K. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Maybe that wasn't one journey. Or maybe it was. I don't know. I should have been paying attention. Maybe 415K is a little bit excessive, but that's a heck of a lot of money. Okay, so Gravesend did end up shrinking a little bit, but c'est la vie. What can you do? Not very much, as it turns out. We're still trying to pump it full of food. And I'm not entirely sure that we've got enough resources on Breadliest Catch to do that at an adequate speed. But, you know, we'll leave it there. We'll see what happens. Ah, yes, as you can see, the amount of food waiting at Gravesend Annex is growing, which means that demand for grain to be transported on Breadly 1 and Breadly 2 both is going to be transported, or both are going to increase, because we're going to shift more product. Can't believe it. I cannot believe it. This is great. This is absolutely great news. Right. I want to see the first good be delivered. I also want to, crucially, see exactly how much this train makes us. Mostly just because I'm curious more than anything else, but I mean, what's wrong with being curious about how much money a train route makes? There's nothing wrong with that. Man, Bodie McBoatface. I'm so happy with Bodie McBoatface, honestly. What a great guy. What a great guy. Okay, Steely. Are we making any steel? Any steel. Even a single little bit of steel. We need a little bit of iron. Well, I mean, iron will be arriving very, very shortly. I'm sure. There's a little bit of iron en route right now. Come on. Little bit of iron, and then the iron will be transported. Then we can start making some goods. Oh boy, it's great. Okay, let's go and have a little look at the grain train. How's the grain train doing? Yeah, pretty sure it wasn't 400K in one, but it might have been about 230 if I had to guess. If I was a gambling man, if I was a gambling fellow. Look at that. Look at that. We're going to make $1 million. We're going to make $1 million over the course of this year. Oh, come on. Just before the train got into the station. What a scandal. 414,000. Oh my goodness. It actually was that profitable. I don't believe it. 414,000. We've actually paid down more loan than I set out with at the start of this episode. Wow. Look at this. Oh man, this is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'm very, very positive about this, about our prospects. I mean, this is really, really good. The grain train has completely changed our fortunes. It really has. Grain train in combination with Breadliest Catch. It's been fantastic. Right, so Steely. Have we got steel? Have we got steel? We got steel. We got steel. We do not have steel. We've just crossed the production threshold, so we might indeed start to make just a little bit of steel. No. No. Lots of coal, but no iron. We got any iron coming in? We got a little bit of iron coming in. Wonderful. Come on. 2 iron stored. Any of it being changed into steel? Where is it? Where's it going? It should be coming over here. I don't think there's any issues with that. Yeah, it should be. It should be fine. We should be loading some stuff. Is it just because we haven't crossed the production threshold? Is that the problem here? So what you're telling me, video game, is that we need just a bit more iron. Uh-oh. Tried to repay that loan. There we go. So what we need is a little tiny bit more iron production in order to get some steel production properly going. Because at the moment it doesn't look like we've got any steel production. I can configure these guys to try and I can configure them to absolutely for sure pick up steel. Well, they should automatically pick up steel at the moment. Yeah, they should just do it. They should just change if there was steel actually waiting there, but there's just not steel waiting there. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. I think it must be the fact that we don't have enough iron coming in. That must be what it is, but it's just not. Current consumption rate is 8. All right, let me see if I can buy some more. Let me see if I can buy some more trucks, or at least allocate some trucks slightly differently. I appreciate it is a bit of a longer journey for the trucks to take, but I know it should work nonetheless. Oh, I could get a bigger horse-drawn carriage. Can I? Let me go cargo. 5. Nice. Flatbed. Flatbed it is. They all cost exactly the same, even though you can't see. There we go. Get some stats. American horse-drawn carriage with side stakes. Sure. Let's buy 6 of them. Let's equip them all on the Iron Ori line. There we go. Brilliant. Get to work. And go and pick up the goods. How many goods have we got waiting? 220? Yeah, that is ridiculous. I tell you what, a single train line up through here would be fantastic. I mean, ideally, in an ideal world, we'd convert absolutely everything to a single train line, or at least a train line in general. It would be. Train lines are better, they're faster, they're quicker, more cost effective, make more money. But if it's not possible, it's not possible. Wonderful. Looking good. Looking real good. Okay, so that should make a significant improvement. Yeah, I think it's just that we're not putting enough iron in. I'm pretty convinced that we're just not putting anywhere near enough iron in here. It does say that we are technically producing steel, although I don't think it's enough to actually be shipped. At least that's what I gather. That's what I gather this line means. But that's a complete educated, or should I say uneducated guesstimation. Anyway, how's my grain train doing? And how's Breadliest Catch doing? Do I need to buy any more trucks? Kinda and kinda don't have to. Also, I should just ditch this station here. I don't have the money to ditch it at the moment, but I'm sure I will in just a second. Or maybe not. No, apparently not. Yeah, four trains on Breadliest Catch. Is that enough? To be honest, initially I would have said no, but actually it might totally end up being enough. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm just gonna leave it. Look at that, 126 unloaded. Goodness me, 126 unloaded over the course of the year. So basically, it's 2 train journeys. 2 train journeys of the grain train. 2 arrivals of the grain train every year. It's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty flippin' good. The problem is that it takes quite a long time for all of our routes to actually make money. Ooh. Consumption 20. But we need to get up to 40. So we actually need way more trucking. Right, pause and then go big. How many more can I buy? 400,000? 400,000 worth? I'll buy 12. Sure. Get them all on iron ore. Yeah, that's definitely a worthwhile purchase. Rather than paying off our debt, which is substantial at whatever it is, 8.5 million. Yeah, it's fairly substantial. However, I mean, we're making money. We're making more money than we've ever made before, and boy, oh boy, does it feel good. It feels flipping fantastic. Very, very excited about it. Okay, I think these 5 trucks are going to get us over the line in terms of consumption, which is going to get us our first bit of steel, which is going to get us, hopefully, our first good. Our first good. Can you believe it? I honestly think we're at that stage where we need to set out our truck drop-off point in the town. So we're going to need a truck unload stop. That's right, a truck unload stop. We're going to need to try and get it sort of central. Right about there, pretty much. Yep, we need to move it. We need to get it right in the center of the commercial buildings in order to ensure that that we supply all of the goods to the necessary commercial buildings. I'm going to buy 2 trucks. I'm going to buy 2 trucks. I'm going to buy 2 American horse-drawn thingamabobbers. Yep, buy 2 of them. And then we're going to set a brand new lineup. The line is going to go from here to here. And it's going to be called Goodly. That's right. We're back to the zany, slightly strange naming convention, which I have developed over the course of this playthrough. Okay, the good news is that we should actually be making steel. We should have no issues. We should have no issues making steel now. We should have more than enough steel, or more than enough iron coming in, at least on a temporary basis, to make enough steel. Please, just give it to me, please. Also, are we making money on every route? Maybe with the exception of iron ore. 22 trucks we got on this line. Wowzers. Oh my good golly goodness gosh gracious me. That is barely English, but it'll suffice for now. Why is this a problem? We're moving the steel to where it needs to go. Is there an issue here? Let me try buy some more vehicles. Just can the horse-drawn carriages that are on the route currently not operate it? Asian flatbed horse-drawn carriages with side stakes. Yeah, okay. Give me 3 of those, and then equip these on Steely. Yeah, so do that. Not entirely sure why this is still not working. Coal ore. Coal ore. Coal ore. Yeah, absolutely no idea whatsoever. It says that we've got an issue with shipping, but that should not be the case. Our shipping should work totally fine. Stallbridge Steel Mill should be supplying the goods. Is there something that I've done which I've missed? Is it? Oh, hold up. Is it? Oh, is it the route with Steely? Have I? Oh, I knew it. It was Steely the whole time. It was the route the whole time. It wasn't even me. I just had set it up previously and it hadn't worked, but now it absolutely should work. Oh, fantastic! Finally. Great. Oh, thank goodness. If you were shouting at me through your TV screen, through your computer screen, I do apologize. I do apologize. Any, you know, any rehabilitative vocal therapy that you might need to take because your voice became hoarse, almost as hoarse as the carriages that are being drawn by the steeds in this game. If your voice did become hoarse, I'm not going to pay for that physical therapy, I'm afraid. No, sorry. That's on you. That's on you to cover that cost. Don't get angry at a video game. It's not worth it. Change your life. for the better. Also, you know what I'm gonna do? I've got the money. I'm gonna make an extra bypass here. 50,000? No, I don't have that much money. Actually, I do. Look at that. Okay, so rather than faffing around all the way up here, we're just gonna be able to take a nice quick route right over here. Great. This is wonderful. Okay, terminals. I'm gonna adjust these terminals slightly. So, what do I want? Iron ore can be dropped off at terminal 1. Yeah, and then steely can be picked up at terminal 2. There we go. Great. Iron ore. Configure the line. Cool. Yep. That is as it is at the moment. That is totally fine. Am I making goods? I am actually making goods. Oh my goodness. Goodly has got 7 goods on it. It's finally happened. It's finally happened. This is a disaster. I mean, it's not a disaster. It's the opposite of disaster. What's the opposite of disaster? It's a miracle. It's a miracle that it actually worked. Oh my goodness. Let's watch together in real time as the goods are literally delivered. Literally delivered. I physically and figuratively cannot believe that it is about to happen. Here it is. Here's the station. Here's the stop. This is where we get off. $5,147 of goods have been delivered. Man, what a gorgeous game, eh? What an absolutely gorgeous game. Man, I am unbelievably happy with that. I cannot believe that that worked. I am over the flippin' moon. I'm just irritated that it took me as long as it did to figure out that that it was me that was at fault. It wasn't the video game. As is often the case, it was entirely my fault for setting up the steely route initially incorrectly. Doesn't particularly matter, though, as we figured it out. Boating McBoatface is the runaway success of the series. I'm unbelievably happy with how successful it has been. He? She? Is Boating McBoatface a she? I know all boats technically are she's. Boating McBoatface. I guess she's been great. Anyway, ladies and gents, we're gonna finish this episode up right about now. Honestly, I can truthfully say the most successful episode of Transport Fever, the most successful episode of Transport Fever 2, which I could ever have imagined. In fact, it was so much more successful than I originally thought. I'm still surprised that I'm making money. Look at that! It's all blue. All of this. It's all bloomin' blue. $500,000 a pop. We've actually paid off like $2 million of our loan over the course of this episode. Make that 2.5. Wow. Ladies and gents, thanks as ever to my fantastic patrons who help make videos like this possible. If you're interested in helping out, then head on over to patreon.com/OpenPotato. This has been me, Open Potato. This has been Transport Fever. I hope I'll see you next time. Bye.